Welcome along to another edition of Off Script. Today's topic is the art of punditry, and who better to talk us through that than one of the best pundits in the business, Jamie Carragher. Jamie, I can say it, but you're obviously not modest enough to admit that.
No, I'll say it, if you want. No, we've got a good team here at Sky, and delighted to be part of it. I'm giving it like the footballer's answer.
As a player, you're authoritative, you're a leader, you're never afraid to speak your mind. How much of those qualities set you in good stead in transitioning into becoming a pundit?
Yeah, I think it does help. I think if you've got, passionate thoughts and feelings on the game and you're passionate about football. Yeah. I mean, I've always been that. Whether that makes me a good pundit or not, that's for other people to decide. But as I said, I'm very passionate from when I first started watching football as a 7-year-old kid across the park, and playing here for 17 years for Liverpool. And that's what I was. And football will always be a massive part of my life. Always has been and always will be. That never change if Sky decide to get rid of me and they've got better pundits somewhere or players coming out the game as I get a little bit older. But no, I've got huge passion for the game, and I think that helps. You'll watch everything, you're interested in what managers say, what people are saying, and that'll never change with me.
Talk us through preparing for a game here at Anfield today. When does that preparation start, and what exactly do you do to prepare for this kind of games from a punditry perspective?
Well, watch Sky, watch the managers' interviews, see if you can take anything from what they're saying. I think I read most papers every day, read the quotes of managers. You've got social media now, which is a big part of, I think, preparing for the game, because I'll come into this game, Liverpool-Arsenal, I don't know more about Arsenal than the Arsenal supporters who are here today. And they'll have people I follow on social media, they might write blogs or articles. I'll have a look into them as well, see if there's anything that I could take or I haven't seen. And we get a stat pack every game with Sky, and I'll go through that and take the best bits and put those on my iPad, and have my own thoughts about how the game will go and what will he do, what's he trying to do, what system should he play, or what would I do if I was Arteta coming to Anfield, or what does Jurgen Klopp do? And you have these little thoughts in your head, and then basically I'm on co-com today. I'll let that unfold as it goes on, and I've got a great vantage point to see how both teams are set up and give my opinion from there as the game goes.
Do you come with the tools then to be able to comment on anything that's going to happen? You don't come with agendas or anything. You come as prepared as you can, and then the game sort of then leads you in a direction you want to go down. Yeah, I mean, for co-commentary, you're commentating on the game. It's happening in front of you. When you're doing punditry as such, you're, the first hour before the game, I think you've got to almost have in your head, well, I do what I want to say and what I want to get off my chest, maybe something that's happened in the past, something that I think may happen today. So I would come prepared for that, about what I wanted to say and something I wanted to get off my chest, and then you react to how the game is at the end of the game, no doubt. But I think you've got to do your homework coming into the game and know how teams are doing, how players are playing, what system the manager used in the last game, because that will just help you. It could help you after the game as well. And I think the days of pundits now, not just on our channel, on every channel, coming into a game and not doing the homework are long gone. I think that was the case probably 15, 20 years ago, but it's not the case now. Well, people, how many times have you heard, you just watch football for a living? There's so much more to it than that. How many times have you heard that? Yeah, you hear that a lot, but I mean, what a job. Yeah. I do love being a pundit, an analyst, whatever you want to call it. I do love my job. I do feel privileged that, I'm going to have one of the best, seats in the house, if you like, watching Liverpool-Arsenal, which I feel is going to be a great game and a great atmosphere. And I think sometimes, we've been lucky the careers that we've had as players, but not many people have the sort of career we have coming out of the game in terms of being a pundit, because I think a lot of people look at it now and want to do it, and I understand why. But it is great when you're in a place that's rocking, there's a great atmosphere, and you're reacting to things as they happen. Yeah, Mo Salah, your little dancer. You just react. Look at Jurgen Klopp. When you're on co-commentary, and listen, I get a lot of criticism for co-commentary, as a lot of co-commentators do. It's the nature of it. It doesn't bother me, to be honest, and I'm certainly not the most polished of co-commentators, I know that. But I just have to bring my personality to it, which is an enthusiasm for football. So I get really excited when goals go in. It'd be a shame if you didn't get excited when goals went in. No, but maybe I could analyse it a little better in the heat of the moment. I think about that, but sometimes I think just be me. Yeah. And when a goal goes in, if I was behind there and a goal went in, I'd go mad. Yeah. So you get excited on commentary, and that's the best moment for me in terms of co-commentary. When there's a last-minute goal that wins a game, that's just that's when the roof comes off in a stadium, and you have to put the viewers at home in that position. I remember on a previous off-script you talked about how like iconic players such as Baresi, you used to study them as a player when you were younger. Is there any pundits that you looked up to before you came into this role that inspired, or you like their style, or even as you were younger that you always looked to and
I think
enjoyed?
the two standouts were Andy Gray and Alan Hansen. It felt like they were the only two pundits, really. It wasn't the same as it is today, where there's sort of 4 or 5 on every channel. I think they were the two standouts that, you know, you watch Match of the Day on a Saturday night, and what did Alan Hansen say? And I think the same with Andy Gray on a Super Sunday or a Monday Night Football.
What was it about their style? What was it specifically that you enjoyed?
Well, they knew the game.
Yeah.
Definitely knew the game. I always think the Scottish accent sounds great listening to it. So I think it's going to be very difficult for certainly me or Mr. Neville to outdo Andy Gray when a last-minute goal goes in. He sounded fantastic. But yeah, they were the two I think most people listened to, and you know, they knew the game. They had a great way about them, and yeah. But I mean, you have your own style. It's, you know, you can't copy people. You have to be yourself. And I'm sure there'll be better people than me in the future coming after me, or you know, they'll take punditry on again. Because I do think the modern pundit has taken the game on. That's not a criticism of what's gone before. That's just natural in most things in life. Things improve and go forward. And I think our generation of people dissecting games, I think we've done that. But in 10, 15 years' time, the lads who are playing now, I'm sure they'll do the same.
Like in my role as a journalist, I'm always reading other people's work and comparing it to what I've done when I've been to games. Do you watch Match of the Day? Do you watch other pundits' work and how they work? Are you always scrutinising your work against your peers?
I wouldn't say I watch other pundits' work. I just watch other football shows because I love watching football, and it's, what are they doing? Can we do that? Can we improve on that? Are we better than them? I always see it as competition. I want us to be the best at Sky. I want Monday Night Football to be the best show on for football on TV. And again, that's up for other people to decide that. But yeah, I do watch everything because I want to keep up to date with what's going on. I want to see the goals on a Saturday night. So of course I watch Match of the Day and other shows. So yeah, I watch all football and see what they're doing.
I remember the infamous John Terry, Robbie Savage spat where he had a pop at him for saying he didn't like being criticised by players who hadn't won as much as him in the game. He was all right with you criticising him or speaking about his career. Have you ever been in an instance like that? Have you ever felt like a player's reached out to you, or you had to reach out to them after saying something on television, or does that just not come into your mind at all?
No, that's never really happened. No one's ever got in touch with me and said they weren't happy with something. Now and again you get a manager or have a pop back at you in the press, really. But I don't know, I've been doing it a few years now. I'm sure there may be 1 or 2 instances, but no one's ever actually got in touch with me like that.
Is that ever in the back of your mind before you say something, that, or not at all?
Not really, no. No, I think there are lines you don't want to cross where you think, oh, you know, I watch other shows, I might think, oh, someone's gone too far there. And sometimes I may have gone too far on a handful of occasions where you get emotional about something, you get really angry and het up in a studio after a game. And on commentary, don't forget, you're saying it in that second and you've got to react to something. Sometimes you think, I've gone too far there, or what it may be a criticism, or what it may be. And, you know, I think those players will understand a little bit more if they're disappointed at times with what we say when they're actually doing the job themselves. And I'm sure managers to say that about pundits if we ever do their job. But listen, it's the nature of the game, whether you like it or not. Punditry and analysis now is a real major part of football.
I'm just interested in your performance after the Liverpool's 5-0 win at Old Trafford. You cut a very composed and calm figure, and I was trying to think, what would you have been like if you were on the pitch? You'd have been going berserk, wouldn't you? What's it been like to get that balance in the studio between the emotions of when you were as a player?
That wasn't difficult for me to keep my emotions. It was.
Was there a sense of pity on that occasion?
Yeah, a little bit for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think in football you'd have massive rivalries, but when you get beaten badly, I don't.
The result says itself.
Yeah, I don't think you want to rub things in too much. I don't think you do. The result, as I said, the result says it all. But if Liverpool had lost 5-0, I'd have been more emotional.
Yeah, of course.
That didn't hurt me. I mean, I was delighted Liverpool won, but once they've won, whether it's 5-0, 2-0, they've won. That was a Man United story, not a Liverpool story. So I was always going to be calm, collected.
Play in the room.
Yeah, but listen, the boot was on the other foot. I'd have been, you know, like Gary Neville doing the moonwalk.
We talk a lot in this day and age about work-life balance. I wonder what's the Carragher household like with your job as a pundit? Is there always a game on? Do you watch any competition? Do you watch old games from the past?
My son watches a lot of old games. He's always got Premier League years on, and old games. He's always watching them. So I catch
good
them.
company
Yeah,
boy,
yeah. I think he's after his job in the future. But no, I watch all the live football. I don't watch everything. I mean, I don't watch all the leagues.
Yeah.
But I definitely watch top level football in terms of Champions League and the Premier League and our, stuff we do, Match of the Day, BT, the games. I want to know everything that's going on in the Premier League because that's my job. There will be games I miss, of course, but I think live football now is a must-watch for us all. It is for me. I love watching it because I'm not a massive fan of TV, to be honest.
Oh, brilliant. Fascinating stuff, Jamie. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.